So there's actually like two things I do want to talk about in this series, but overall, it was for me. It was mostly about like him kind of getting to know like the ropes of being a teacher, pretty much like getting to know his students, what they're good at, and stuff like that. So it's pretty much like he was just getting around as the teacher, finding out his ways as this new teacher. But there's two things in this episode that I did want to talk about. The first one was that um, the guy, I think, he was a guy that was part of the guys group last episode that we saw, like our main character, who blasted away pretty much, and it looks like he was stalking the girl, and he couldn't make the move because I guess like him and Shiki were always there. But then this mysterious girl that we don't even know her, we didn't even see her face. Like she comes out from the back alleys pretty much, and she says, "Oh, don't worry, I'm a student. Um, I want you to. You want to try out this magic potion that pretty much elevates your magical power and your stamina, pretty much." And we my question is like, who really is that girl? Because one, I don't think she's, I think she's probably, I mean, there might be a chance that she was telling the truth about being like part of the school, because obviously um she obviously had the uniform and everything. But it does make me wonder, what if she's lying? Because I don't know. I just feel like like if she was a student, like we would see her face pretty much. So the fact that we didn't see her face the whole episode, like we don't even know who she is, leads me to believe like there's some connection um with either someone from the kingdom or the empire, trying to make their students strong, so they can so they don't have to rely on the hero the whole time. I don't know. That was one of my theories I had. But the second thing I did want to talk about was towards the end. So you know, after Shiki and our main character, I keep on forgetting his name, but him, um, after they kind of teach the lesson about like, oh, after I guess a lesson, like teacher day, I guess, he comes back home and he's just reviewing the reports that his students gave him, because he said, I want you guys to submit a report and say all the mistakes you did while attacking him. And I guess they did that and whatever. And then we get a scene where we see that the person who actually sent those assassins to sabotage the exam was actually set up by this Mr. Blight, one of the teachers we met earlier in the episode. We see that our the main character was, kind of suspicious about him at first, like when they met. So he was right on that, but anyways, we just see him like he was like Mr. Blight or whatever. It turns out he was responsible for rigging this exam and everything, and he says, it's time to throw that part-time lecturer out of here, like kill him or something. Make sure he's not a teacher anymore. And that was kind of a surprise because I didn't really see that coming, that he was actually the one who was responsible, because he was also the one who sent 10 10 students from his class to the other one, to Mikoto's, I guess, I think that's the name, Mikoto's class. And from that 10, 5 stay, obviously. But it does make me wonder, like, what was he trying to accomplish? Like, for me, I feel like when you're dealing with these kinds of people, I feel like everything they do, like, there must be a really, like, good reason why he did it. So I feel like it wasn't really revealed, or if this was the case, but I feel like he sent those specific um specific how do you call it, specific people, those students of his, to attend this class, because everyone knows at this point, like, what he's planning on teaching. Like, he even said, "Oh, I'm just going to teach the basics of magic." So I do wonder, if later, in future episodes, if we'll, kind of learn that he purposefully, he handpicked those students, and he chose to kind of send them to Mikoto's lecture. But honestly, I could be wrong. It just could be like, he just did it at random, like there was no thought. He was like, "Oh, let me just send 10 students," and he just grabbed 10 students. But I don't know, like I said, when you're dealing with these kinds of people, there's always like some kind of rhyme as to why they're doing this. So keep my eye on that. A couple things I did want to mention. One was that we get a scene where Tomo, she's investigating what really happened, and one of the soldiers there that was, gravely injured, he said, he explains, the goddess is always merciful to humans, and then he goes on and says, but it does, but the question is now, like, who will punish the humans for going astray? And he described Mikoto as like some kind of devil that sent down the arrow of judgment down, that obviously decimated the demon army. And and yeah, he kind of explained that whole situation, and Tomo, she obviously cracks up and knows that, oh, it was actually Mikoto's, because, like, she just laughed because it was Mikoto's. She said something about a prank or something. That a prank caused this. So I am kind of eager to know more about that. But it does kind of paint. It doesn't really paint a picture of who the goddess is, but we do see some of her tactics, and I feel like she thought this through. Like, she'll summon Mikoto as a hero, and then she knows that he knows, like, she knows a lot about him. Like, she knows that when there's evil in front of Mikoto, like, he'll try and stop himself. So I feel like this whole thing was calculated. Like, she sent him there because she knew that Mikoto would, like, decimate the demon army. Basically, the goddess is making Mikoto do her dirty work, and she makes it seem like, well, at least to the public, she makes it seem like she's the innocent goddess, when in reality she was the one who sent or set up Mikoto to destroy this whole demon army. So yeah, I just want to kind of mention that little aspect. It kind of tells you, like, how far this goddess will go in order to in order to get to her goal pretty much. Like, it kind of shows like what the lengths she will go to in order to protect like her precious humans from bad things. But yeah, just wanted to mention that. Obviously, I think it was a pretty cool episode. And I really can't wait for future episodes. And next episode, I mean, we got that mysterious girl that we don't know. To me, she kind of gives me the vibe of, someone sent her. Maybe from one of the kingdoms or the empire that has these heroes in order to, so the empire kingdom doesn't have to always rely on these heroes. That's what I'm guessing. Anyways. And then we got the whole thing at the end with Mr. Bly being the one who sent the assassins to get rid of all the lecturers who are who is just get rid of all of the lectures to kind of so no one gets hired. I think that's his whole shtick. But I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens in the future episodes. Some things I do want to mention. Some things I do want to at least mention briefly. One, we see where Miho is. It looks like she's at some kind of port village, and it seems like she's, just learning the basics of how to cook. So I feel like Miho in this season will be irrelevant, at least until episode 12. And then Tomo, like I said, she went to investigate what really happened. We see her, she's talking to this soldier, and we just see her kind of sit at the sit on the ground pretty much in front of the lake that Mikoto's attack kind of caused. So overall, I think it was a pretty cool episode. I mean, we kind of got some things that we could talk about, but I am excited for next week's episode. See if they elaborate on some things, further, like who is the girl, is Mr. Blight's, scheme gonna come to light, and what else is gonna happen to Mikoto, like how like are there gonna like how well is this teaching the students gonna go? Like, one, obviously I want to see the development, like how he's gonna develop these students. And also we can't forget that, in this episode, I mean, even though we didn't see the heroes like the boy and the girl at their kingdom or empire, we still have to keep in mind they're still out there. And if I had to guess, but yeah, they're still out there. So we can't really forget about that. But overall, like I said, I think it was a pretty cool episode. Can't wait for next week's episode. And yeah, but I think I'm just gonna end it there. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.